Hey everyone, D-Dub Squizzy here. Welcome back to Neverwinter Nights. Alright, we're heading into the Peninsula District.
Well met.
So you don't have to do the Peninsula first, but I always do. One, you get a magic weapon at the end of it, guaranteed. And if you have weapon focus, that's the one that chooses based on your weapon focus. Second reason, it is the one that does not... It has, what do you call it?
'Tis a pleasure to speak. 'Tis a
What
pleasure.
Okay, so, what was I saying? Right. Those Tombs of Never, you can only access the other three in the other three districts if you go through this place first, so it just makes sense. Okay, and here's the thing about the start of this area. There's a lot of prisoners, and some of them are up, and some of them are right here. And the ones that are above can sometimes charge down and get killed, but they're worth a lot of XP, so I'd prefer to kill them myself. So me and Tommy are just going to charge and do our best to go berserk up here. Because these morons are going to come up here and try to kill the prisoners instead of me. Okay, good. Come on, Tommy. Some of these half-orcs are pretty strong. Most aren't, but some are. But that one, I think. Yep, that's the one. There's two of them that are stronger than the average. But if you don't kill them now, some of them can wander over to the guards, and the guards will kill them all. And these guys are worth quite a bit of XP. I missed both. Okay, that's the big one. Yeah, Tommy also has this sort of annoying habit of not covering himself, even if there's an enemy who's badly injured right next to him. He won't attack them if I'm attacking someone else. I think we have just a few more. This dwarf, and then I see two others. Yeah, it's Tommy's sneak attack stuff, really. The extra 1d6. I mean, it's only 1d6, but at this level of the game, that's enough to make a huge difference. Sometimes he just doesn't get sneak attacks, though, and it seems random. Okay, let's heal up a little. Not very good healing, but you work with what you got.
I greet you, my child.
And this is one of the two innocent people who are, like, in danger out here. You can deliver them to the gates for some XP and some good guy points, or you can threaten them for money, which will get you money and evil points, or you can kill them, which will get you XP and evil points. Frankly, I don't see a reason to rob them ever. They're worth more to kill. I mean, they don't guarantee any money if you kill them. It's a random drop, but they're worth more XP than the money they would give you otherwise. Alright, the dock portion over here is somewhat annoying. It has a lot of those really nastily locked chests. Of course, he's not even going to try to unlock them until I get closer. Alright. Well, there really isn't a whole lot of excitement to this kind of thing, I guess. I mean, I would like there to be, but... to be honest, a lot of Neverwinter Nights is just running around, killing stuff, and looting stuff. Particularly the early portion. There's way less like thought that you have to put into things at this stage of the game. Which is one of the things that's a lot of fun about this game, actually. Their approach to actually introducing you to stuff in the game is mostly pretty good. Now that's certainly not perfect, as evidenced by the gang leaders, who are way too strong for this part of the game. Like, every indication of it tells you to go to the Peninsula first. Erebeth tells you you should. Bethany comes out and talks to you the moment that you leave the place. If you pick up Olaf's quest, it like tells you to come here first and make sure you get the stuff. That's where you need the note for. And so, pretty much, even though this area can scale for, like, later players, and it really does scale. You're talking, like, a bunch of mages everywhere, really tough enemies. There are no humans or dwarves. All of the randoms are half-orcs. Like, it's quite a mess. And so they will scale for, like, higher-level stuff, but it's made to be first, clearly. Like, that's not just an assumption. This is supposed to be the first district that you go to, and so the fact that it's got these, like, 300 hit point gang leaders who have sneak attack capabilities, just kind of standing around. Some of them with large groups of enemies, I might add. It's rather poor design. But this game was made back in, like, what, 2003 or something? The original one was. And they weren't going to rebalance a bunch of stuff for the Enhanced Edition, really. Honestly, so the Enhanced Edition did a couple things right. I think it delivered better graphics, although I don't see much of a difference. But then again, graphics have never been the thing I focused on. One of the things I really like that it did is you can now see the capes and cloaks and stuff that you can wear. I am a big fan of that change. It also really underpowered those extremely expensive resistance belts that you can buy from blacksmiths. The swordsman, brawler, and archer's belts used to be able to tank everything. You get those things, you were basically indestructible. Now they're far less powerful. That's more of a fault from their changing of the scythe, halberd, and creature weapons, and Morningstar, I believe. I think so. Let me check. Bludgeoning and piercing, yeah. So the Morningstar, the ones I'm aware of off the top of my head, you have the Morningstar, the scythe, and the halberd. Those all got changed from just slashing and bludgeoning to slashing and bludgeoning plus piercing. Like, you know, they're not all three of those. Morningstar had bludgeoning, the other two had slashing. Now they also have piercing added onto the list, which means whichever damage is best to harm your opponent is the one that is used. Same thing with the creature. Creature damage now does slashing or piercing. Now, you might think, well, that makes sense, and it does, to an extent. I don't think the halberd one really makes a whole lot of sense, and frankly, if the Morningstar is going to do piercing damage, it should do, like, a third as much damage, because it's the bludgeoning that really gets you with the Morningstar. Although this is actually a flail. Their flails in this game are kind of wrong, and Morningstars don't look like this, but that's beside the point. For scythes and creature attacks, it does make sense, but it also really makes those belts not worth 30,000 gold. So I kind of don't even see a need to grab them anymore. So I end up less indestructible by the late stages of the game. Which is a shame, but nothing to, you know, cry over or anything like that. It's really not that important. It was nice to be, like, invincible all the time, I'll say that. But it also really cheapened a lot of the game experience. Like, every wild animal, every monster that you came across, all the dragons and stuff, all dealt pure slashing. So you could throw that belt on and be pretty much invulnerable.
I greet you.
And that's not even mentioning all of the other massive, like, invincibilities that you can get against pretty much every status effect in this game. Like, some pretty serious stuff that you can just become immune to by holding the right equipment. As you will eventually see. Because I really metagame Neverwinter Nights. Alright, so if you remember, I said I was going to go get those new story items before... Alright. These are the items. I'll organize these in a bit. I'm just putting them down here right now. I've got limited duration, so I want to run around and do what I can while I can. There's another merchant in this area. The Mizzenmast Mercantile Store, I believe is what it's called. Yes. He should give the same prices as the good merchants around the city core. Unlock that chest. So there's some prisoners up there. I think the rest in the other portions have all been taken care of. Somehow a store still operates in this area. Frankly, it shouldn't. Okay, he has slightly worse. Just slightly, but not all that much. So I can sell to him if I really need to. Here we got Sato Sibyl. She's kind of the person to talk to for the big Peninsula questline. Every district has one of those. You have Drake over in the Beggar's Nest.
What brings you?
You have Formosa over in Black Lake. No one really in the docks. I'll say that. The docks don't have an overarching person for them. I think I should be able to scam people with that. Like the fact that my weapon, it's +1 temporarily, right? Because of the enhanced weapon that I put on it. I don't see a reason why every shopkeeper should know the difference, and I can't just sell them fake +1 weapons and get a bunch of money out of them. I think that'd be cool. I also think that the spell Continual Burning, which applies a permanent 20-meter light bonus to anything it's cast on, should definitely increase the price that stuff is worth, so I could buy things and then sell them back. Now, that wouldn't really earn you as much as you spent, because you get way less back than you do for spending, just in general. It wouldn't be enough to actually make up the difference, I already know that, but then you could just enchant all your basic gear. Oh, there go my protections. Alright, we might as well kill this guy. Gonna have to anyway. Oh, we alerted them all. The bonuses I've got aren't massive enough at this point to make a huge difference in combat. It's more of just a constant little help. Did I actually pick the loot this thing? I did.
It's done.
Perfect timing for a level up, too. Yeah, I think we should just put everything into wisdom. No extra feats. But I do get more of these. Okay, so I don't need to remove fear. I think I'll go with bless, maybe? Yeah, I'll take an endure elements before I reach the last level. Okay, so here we are. Now we can get some real important stuff. Bull's Grace and Endurance are must-haves. Bull's Grace, Bull's Strength. Cat's Grace is helpful, but it's not a necessity right at the moment. I might take it anyway. Ultravision and Darkness can be a kind of a cool like combo, but Darkness doesn't last very long. It's only around a level, so Now, take that as you will. Hold person. The area of effect is just one person on that one. And I think they do have to fail a save, but... yeah, there is that I could take. Negative energy ray and sound burst are both nice. Sound burst will hurt me if it hits me, though, so I think I'll take Cat's Grace. And yeah, we'll go with a hold person. I'm a combat cleric in the sense that I do a lot of fighting. However, my spells are not based around dealing damage. For the most part. Some of them might be. But that's not going to be my focus with this character. Clerics are strongest when they focus on buffing and protecting. You would think that means that a lone cleric would be like at a big disadvantage. Turns out that is not the case. Alright, so I got some more hourly enchantments. As well, they all last for 4 hours now. There are 2 other types of enchantments that I plan on picking up. One of them will get changed out once I get to high enough level spells, and the other 2 are just, well, more enchantments. Very important ones, too. Alright, 19 strength. Awesome. This will make me significantly more dangerous, and the endurance now gives me 44 hit points. The Cat's Grace also, it really just negates the lower dex score that I already had. The only issue with those spells is that there's a random roll to see how much they help you. I believe it's 1d4 plus 1. So max 5, minimum 2. So with my strength, for example, that went up by 5 points. My constitution went up by 3 points, I believe. Maybe it might have gone up by 5, actually. And then my dexterity only went up by 3, which means I rolled, I think then 2 4s and a 2. Now you could, like, really exhausting metagame and just keep on reloading and recasting until you got 5 on all of them every time, but that'd be real exhausting. And frankly, the buffs aren't even that important. Or at least that minor part of them. The buffs themselves are. Oh, no, don't take those. Those are worthless. Hi, guys. So there's a gang leader up ahead. Pretty sure I can bring him down. Particularly with Tommy's help. Also, weird thing about Neverwinter Nights maps, and I don't know why they operate like this, but if you explore a certain, like, percentage of it, the rest auto-clears. Most of them are set up so that you can auto-clear the map. You can get enough of it cleared off on your own. But you have to get, like, every nook and cranny, and so I always run around trying to do that. Just for my own sense of completion. Okay. Let's throw this at you. Got him. Tear him up. Tell me, kill the guy that's swinging at me, please. Thank you. His sneak attack did 4 damage. Alright, how long does this last? I want to know. Around a level. Oh, this thing's about to wear off. He should have gotten an attack of opportunity against me right there if he didn't. Can you stop rolling 19s? That's like the 3rd one of those. Okay, down he goes. Bunch of extra XP. Man, that spell really simplified the fight. drop? Ring of Cyan. Cool. So now I just get some extra light for no cost. I think I looted this box. I'll check anyway. Yeah, I looted it. Alright, so he's got his chest. There's a plague victim pyre over here. I'm pretty sure this thing isn't trapped. Most of these are. I don't think this one is. It's not. Whoa. Well, that's pretty cool. 6 plus 1, 7. It weighs less. And looks kind of neat. Kind of dorky too, but neat enough. Okay. Well, while we have these buffs in effect, let's go put them to use. Oh. There's a large group of enemies down here. Every hit hits so hard with all these buffs on like this. So 22 strength is what I have like maximum potential to reach. That's pretty significant. If only I had one more attack around, it'd be perfect. Alright, well that went very well. Got an enchanted one of those. You don't find one of those every day, I'll say that. Alright, I should go sell while I still have my strength bonus, because it's probably going to wear off pretty soon. Look at all just my standard buffs up there, like, lining the entire top. Okay, so that's 2 gang leaders dead. There's 2 more. One of them is basically alone, or easy enough to get alone. The other one has like 2 entire enemy groups with him, and fighting them separately is not really an option. Bark skin, I'm pretty sure, just increases your defense and not much else. Got the prison key, which I can never sell because it's a plot item for some reason. Let's go in here and sell those traps, because the only person in town that will take them is Torgo over here. Alright, so the majority of our major purchases come out of here. Yeah, these are those belts I was talking about. Those are nice. I can't get those, but they are nice. This is what I want. Awesome. So I'm very low on money. But now that I've got this armor, I don't have to buy any more. The next big purchase is the gloves. Those will give me an extra strength point. After that, I think I should get a cloak of protection, which is significantly cheaper, though still rather costly. So for the rest of this episode, I think I'm going to try to clear out the rest of the outer Peninsula district, and then the Tanglebrook estate. We should be poised to move into the prison in the next one. I've already made pretty significant progress honestly. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I have a 14 constitution. So the other one, it went up by 3. 19 isn't... 18's not as high as 19, but it gives me the same attack bonus, just less carry weight. The carry weight seems to go up exponentially as well. The more strength you have, the more each point makes a difference.
Perish as you should.
Alright, yeah, let's just kill all of them at once then. It looks like they're not going to leave us alone until they're all dead. Okay. Just trying to loot this big pile of loot. There we go. Map completion. By the end, there should only be a couple black squares, and it'll be enough to clear itself off. I do have to say, I've been doing a lot more killing than I expected to. Like, I honestly believed Toby was going to be doing the vast majority of the killing. Because usually with new games, you're so bad at hitting enemies, you miss so often that you really just act as a shield for him to get his sneak attacks off. And he'll just start dropping people too, if you give him some time to do so. But I've got my buffs up and going pretty early, so I've been dealing a lot more damage than I expected to be. Alright, I think the last of the prisoners are going to come running, because I just killed him. Enemies in this game always try to home in on the ones that you kill. There we go. Alright, the map should auto-clear itself now then. Once you get enough cleared off, you then have to leave the area and show back up and it'll clear itself. There are really only 2 or 3 maps I'm aware of in the game that you basically just can't auto-clear.
Okay, dokie.
Alright, also these things, I don't think they actually have an alignment. I'm pretty sure they're like true neutral.
It's done.
Which means my mine protection probably won't work on them. We'll try. Alright, I made my save. I'm gonna have to make, like, 2 others, though, because every time one of these things dies, it creates another cloud. Okay, I've saved. That's worth some money. There's also a trap on this door. Hey, can I cast remove traps, actually? Find traps. Yeah, that's a nice spell. I'll need to keep one of those around eventually. Because there are some traps in this game. Tommy can disable most of them, but he cannot disable all of them. There are some that are like instant death traps. We're talking 90 to 150 damage, depending on which trap it is. Right, that is a plot item that will come into play later. But the traps that he can't disable, he will not try to disable. He'll just kind of, if you try to tell him to, his response will be no. Like, he'll literally just straight up tell you no. He's not even going to attempt it. Alright, you stay here. There's a bunch of traps.
Okay, dokie.
But they're tied to these gargoyles, so I just have to run in and destroy the gargoyles and they'll all be gone. There's also some fire beetles, but I'm not afraid of them. They're like as weak as enemies can get.
Taste of my wrath!
Alright, so each of these gargoyles will have traps on the spaces, like, so they say they're pawns, right? So the areas that a pawn and chess could move are the areas that these things have traps tied to. So the 2 diagonal in the front of them. So like you go forward and at a diagonal, you would spring their traps. And destroying them will get rid of said traps. Now you can also have Tommy come running in here and he'll disable them all himself. Because they're not magical traps that are like only tied to these things. They can also just straight up be disabled, but it's fastest to just walk in and break them because they're very weak statues.
Taste of my wrath!
Oh, there goes my protections and buffs. So Tanglebrook is dead. She was a relative of the head jailer. She was his cousin, I believe.
My pack is too heavy.
Too heavy
It's
by
difficult to
3
carry.
pounds. Alright, well, I'm not going that much farther down here. Because through that door up there leads to the prison, which we'll be dealing with next episode. So first, I want to grab these. These are the fire beetle bellies. They're reagents. I suggest holding on to at least one if you're a mage. Usually, if you need one, it'll be supplied, but there are a couple mage experiments that you can participate in later stages of the game. And it's best to have such reagents on hand. There's a big pile of them. I'll point them out as I come across them. So if anyone's playing a mage and wants to know, they will. I generally, in most of my games, will keep at least 1, sometimes 2, of various reagents on me. I won't this one, because it's really just not that important and I need to conserve space and weight. Not really space as much, but weight, definitely. Otherwise, every reagent is worth 1 gold. Occasionally 2 if you're really good at appraisal, but I'm not. Alright, so 2 plus 1 weapons made me a bunch of money. I'm just going to sell that. The rest of these potions I have in case I really need them. Like, desperately in a situation. But I probably won't. I don't need Tanglebrook's key now that I've already traveled through the estate. Go sell the spike trap again. Alright, I'm already pretty close to my next goal as far as buying goes. So the next level of the prison, I think, will level me up. Okay, now I'll organize these things. So, the letter from Olaf, I should just keep until I'm done with Olaf's entire quest. That there. Tommy's contract I'll leave over here. I don't know exactly when I'll get rid of him. When I do, I'll drop it. Actually, no, I'm going to need that till the end of the game, now that I think about it. Okay, so Beggar's Nest. That's the only thing for the Beggar's Nest. Then we have the docks. So that, keep that until the end of it. Yes. I'll need to keep that one there, this here. I think that'll work. I try to keep them here in order of how long I will keep them, right? So this scroll, this, and this will all be consumed upon completing the zoo quest. Then I'll drop these two. That'll be all of the items for the Black Lake District, which is what I plan on doing after the Peninsula. Then these three go to the docks, this one to the Beggar's Nest. The rest of these I'll keep around till I'm done with this chapter, because I need them for other things. That's my organization system, though. Alright, so that is it for this episode, then. We've cleared out the outer peninsula areas, made some money, got my full plate, and we're poised to enter the prison, the first level of it at least, and start clearing it out. It's going to be rough, I think. One of the more difficult fights in the game is on that level, but it's really only difficult because of what level you are, you know. I don't have that many hit points. Even with toughness, I only get like an extra 8, so... Or endurance. I only get like an extra 8, so... It can be pretty difficult. But I'll do my best. I think we can take them. Me and Tommy. And I got a number of other less lengthy, but far more powerful buffs I can cast as well. So, you know, we'll take care of all that in the next one. So, thank you all for watching. I'll see you then.